Hi Taurus, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings. Oh sorry, this is a felt board that I record from, but it gets ever so, it picks up lots of little bits and it's quite annoying really. Let's just try and brush this off. Okay, hi Taurus, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your reading. This is your Gypsy Tarot love spread. You'll have, this is for between the 16th and the 30th of September. So what you've got going on, last month we discussed how, you know, it was all about standing in your truth, Taurus, and that some of you guys, you seem to be around someone who wasn't making you feel that great. And we want to see if the situation has changed this month, in the last 2 weeks, or whether there's anything that's newly developed within you or your circumstances in terms of love. I'm doing the Gypsy Tarot slightly differently. Usually we'd have the 7 columns: mental and emotional, present situation, hopes, desires, expectations, hidden factors, immediate future and overall outcome. This month we're doing it differently. Down the centre of the reading you're going to get 3 cards, and that is the energies around you in the last 2 weeks of September. You've also got, to your right are 3 cards, and they are the distant past of your love life. In the left 3 cards you've got the recent past. You then got 3 cards in the centre, which are the present situation, 3 cards to the left here. So right, present, left, present, and then the final row shows the immediate future, the last 2 weeks, and the overall outcome, how that sort of pans out. Okay, so you'll see what I mean. Without further ado, let's get into your reading. Universe, Spirit, grounding myself for the lovely Taurus people. What do you see the energies around Taurus is for love? Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What are the energies around these guys for love in the last 2 weeks? We've got the Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Pentacles that just jumped out, so don't forget those cards. I'm putting them back in because that's how I do tarot. If cards jump out and they come out again, then they've got a really important meaning. So Universe, Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Taurus? Show me Taurus and their love lives in the final 2 weeks of September. What are the energies? Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. And the energies around their love lives in the last 2 weeks of September 2017. Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the cards, Taurus. We're going to split the deck into 3. We're going to collect that back up like so. And what we're going to do, we're going to start laying the cards. So this is the distant past for you guys here. Okay, this is the first energy card around you. This is the recent past for love for you guys. The second row is the present situation around love. Okay, and this is the also the present here. And then we've got the immediate future, so the last 2 weeks of September, how things are panning out in the situation, and the other energy card, and then we've got the overall outcome of what the situation is. Alright, so let's get to your reading then. So in the distant, and I usually go through the overall energy afterwards, okay, so because it just makes more sense to do it that way for me, so I can tie things up. So let's have a look. The distant past shows the 9 of Pentacles, and that's a good card to get. You know, the 9s within the tarot represent people on their own. So the 9 of Pentacles is, and even though with this card, because when you do tarot, for me, I've always looked into the deeper meaning. And I suppose in a way, because I've done so many readings personally on myself, whether they're daily readings or, you know, yearly readings that have come. When I first moved into this apartment, I did a reading to see how things would work out for me in my new apartment. This was a 1.5 years ago. And the outcome was the 8 of Swords and the Sun. And I thought, okay, I'm going to be frustrated by something, but it's the Sun. And it was true. The summer in this place is horrendous. Even with windows open, it's still really hot. Because you've got the sun that comes through the window, and I was getting very frustrated with the 8 of Swords. It was horrible being in here in the summer because it gets like, it's like you're in a sauna. or in a greenhouse or something like that. So I understood that. So how I do tarot is tarot is not cut and dried. It's not straightforward. It really isn't. For me as a tarot reader, I always try and look into the deeper meanings. And the Nine of Pentacles is a great card to get when you've got all of the loveliness around you. So you've got a nice home, you've got nice possessions, because it's a card about having possessions. It is a card about standing in your own personal power, but usually the personal power comes through with the Nine of Pentacles, the things that you have around you. So good food, good wine, gym, whatever it is. This is about somebody who externally has what she has, okay? But sometimes this can be the gilded cage, where you've got all of these possessions, but the one thing that you might not have is love. So in the distant past, some of you guys, it might be with the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you were feeling good to a certain extent, but it also might mean in the distant past that some of you guys have felt lonely, okay? You've got a good job maybe, or you do something good, or there's something that's giving you a stable enough environment for yourself, but it is a card really about the self. On the good point of the Nine of Pentacles, it's great. You've got what you've got and it's good. It's kind of protecting you. It's where you feel good about yourself, your clothing, the way that you look maybe, all of the nice things around you. But on the bad side of the Nine of Pentacles, it's where it's the gilded cage. This just kind of keeps you, you're in this, but you don't have, the more, sensual. You can have sensuality with the Nine of Pentacles if you've got different lovers and stuff, but often this card shows up for somebody who's got stuff around them, but they might be just, that's what they've got, and there's no sort of connection with anyone else. And you've got that Queen of Pentacles as well, and that's you. Both cards are you, Taurus. So this is, it's interesting that you've got both cards showing sort of single women. And when you get the Queen of Pentacles often in love, this is somebody who needs to give themselves self-love first. This is somebody who needs to focus on what their value is. So I feel with the two cards, you guys in the distant past have really been focusing on your self-value, on who you are, male or female, as individuals, with both cards showing up here. But you've got the Three of Wands showing up here, and I feel that somebody in the distant past was looking at you, because you've got a Three of Wands individual who's looking towards this. It might be saying that, yeah, you guys have been looking to put something behind you here, and what you're looking at, because Three of Wands is often the client, and as you're sort of the public client, it might be that in the distant past you were looking towards this, because the Three of Wands is about launching something new and putting something towards the past. But also it's a card that says that you have worked hard, and what you're looking for is a return on your investment, okay? So it might be that you have worked hard. You've turned your back on something from the past. You've worked hard in whatever it is that you've been putting time and effort into, in terms of reaping those rewards. But they're to do with the self, because they're the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, and both cards represent the self within the tarot. Our own value, what we develop, what we are building for ourselves. And I feel there's been a lot of focus on the self. It could also be saying that maybe because you guys have developed your own independence and confidence as female or male, that somebody was looking at launching something with you, because they liked the look of who you are. They liked your nurturing, your kindness as the Queen of Pentacles, but also your independence and your confidence of that Nine. In the recent past, we have the Temperance card, and this is the need to balance both heart and head. It's a card about balancing those emotions, and I've always read the Temperance card about healing, balancing oneself out. It's about making adjustments, important adjustments to your life. Again, it's a health card. It can be that you make adjustments in all areas of your life with the Temperance, but really it's about finding that harmony and equilibrium in one's life with this Temperance energy. And I think that with the Six of Swords, this is about achieving balance so that you can perhaps overcome some form of mental obstacles that you've had. Here I see you guys, and I think this is you guys really, Taurus, looking towards becoming this individual more than anything else. Okay, it might be that somebody looked in on this, but also I feel that this is more about you guys looking towards developing who you are, independence, confidence, strength, your business maybe, if you run a business, or if you're working for others, for other people, developing yourself in terms of business, work, that type of thing, developing your own fortress of strength through the possessions that you hold, through what you give to the world, through what you give to yourself. And I feel that in the recent past, for some of you Taurians, what you've done is you've been trying to create a harmonious feeling within oneself, because we've got the Six of Swords showing after it. And I think that whatever it is well that you've been developing here, or that you've been making adjustments on, I think it's showing real progress, because the Six of Swords, you know, if we were to look at, you know, different words to do with the Six of Swords, it's about progress and arrival. So when you get movement cards like Six of Swords, it shows something is moving, it's progressing. I think that within this temperance energy, within the harmony in the recent past that you guys have been trying to achieve, and the balance, you've been seeing progress. It's been helping you to see clearly ahead with that Six of Swords. And where is the Six of Swords heading to? Well, it's heading towards the Knight of Pentacles. And I'm not going to read that as another individual. I'm going to read that as you guys, that whatever it is that you've been balancing out here, Taurus, whatever it is that you've been making adjustments on, you're seeing progress in terms of the Knight of Pentacles energy, which is stability and responsibility and steadfastness. And I feel that you've been progressing in terms of the goals with the Knight of Pentacles. I'm not going to read this as a Virgo person or a Virgo Taurus, and this can be you, yeah, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, it can be you. I think that you've been making real progress towards feeling more stable and more kind of in control of what your long-term goals and aims are with this Knight of Pentacles energy showing here. In the present, around you in the present situation, we have the Star, which is lovely. You've got some beautiful energy showing up here, Taurus, which says that for me the Star is about hope, aspiration. It's about having some high ideals showing up here with the Star energy. I also feel that in the present there's a lot of cleansing going on around you guys with this Star energy showing here for your love lives at the moment. You do have that Three of Pentacles showing there, Three of Cups, sorry. I think that this is more about you're ascending, okay? And I think that you're ascending more to a place of joy and happiness with that Three of Cups energy showing there. Because the Three of Cups doesn't always mean, just because you get threes on a reading, it doesn't always mean three people are involved, okay? And the way that I'm reading this, it feels so calm and so lovely so far that all I can do is look at this reading and feel that this is more about how you are dealing with your love lives, with yourselves. It's more a card about your own self-focus at the moment in terms of love. I feel that with this Star card, what you're ascending to is a place of joy with this Three of Cups, I feel here. I think that cleansing here as well is helping you to ascend to a place of joy and harmony with that Three of Cups. Because Three of Cups really is a card about agreements and harmonious feelings. It's not also always with others. It can be. What you're doing is that you're ascending to a place of joy with others, I feel, whether that's friendships, whether that's family, whether that's people that you're getting to know as well. But also I feel that it might be that you're cleansing yourself of the Three of Cups energy as well. And the Three of Cups can be other people around you. We'll see what this card is. Yeah, and you've got the Karma card. Could be for some of you guys, there is reconnections with people from the past, because when you get the Karma card, this is about the second chance, or this is about communication with somebody that you haven't heard from, or I feel that there is the Star here in the present, and this can either be where you are cleansing and ascending to a place of joy that's bringing rebirth with the Karma card, or it could be that, you know, there is hope around you, because it might be in certain connections. There might be the rejuvenation of a connection. Remember, Three of Cups can also be a reconciliation card, and Karma can be second time around. So it might be around you guys as well. There is hope in terms of a reconciliation that's, you know, second time around in terms of the Karma energy. We've also got the Ace of Swords, and this is representing in the present that there's been some clear communication that you guys might have had. Might be clarity of thought going on around here with the Ace of Swords as well showing up here. I think that this, because we've got the World card here, I feel that for some of you guys, especially if this is where you're ascending to a place of joy with that Three of Cups that's bringing, I feel with the Karma energy, rebirth, it might be that the truth has set you free with this World card, or the truth has brought about the ending of a cycle with this World energy, in which you've got the Queen of Swords as well. So I would say, because it's the Queen of Swords, this is all about letting go of the things that no longer serve you in the present situation, Taurus. Because the Queen of Swords, she's not a romantic card. She's somebody who is very clear. She's got a very clear perception on what she wants. She's been scorned. So some of you guys might have been scorned, and you might have felt that with this World card, the ending of a cycle and the need to cut certain things out, I feel, with this Queen of Swords. And I feel that also, you know, if you're faced up to a truth around a relationship for some of you guys, Taurus, it might be that as a result of that energy, there has been the ending of a cycle in terms of, you know, with this Queen of Swords energy and a clear perception. She's looking outwards. So you might be that some of you guys, I'm reading you as the Queen of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. I'm reading you all over this place. This Temperance energy is you guys as well. I feel that you're the star. I think that you're ascending to a more joyful place where there's been some... I don't think that this is... Even if this is a reconnection with somebody in the present, I feel that it won't last, because you've got this Ace of Swords, which is clarity of mind. So it might be that with the Star card, there's been a certain cleansing for some of you guys in a relationship, where it might be that there has been something of a reconciliation through communication with someone here showing up. So for some of you guys, you might have had some form of a reconciliation with someone, but I feel as a result of that reconciliation or cleansing due to some form of communication with a friendship or in a friendship from the past, it might be with the Ace of Swords that there's been a real kind of clarity of thought that something needs to end here. And how does that need to end? How do you end the cycle? By cutting things out that no longer serve you with this Queen of Swords energy. The immediate future for Taurus, well, we do have the Five of Pentacles showing here, and that is really sort of emotional deprivation. When you get the Five of Pentacles, it represents feeling isolated, out in the cold. It represents a relationship that's been unstable. We don't have the Rider-Waite to show two people on this. So this really shows a scene that is very, very cold, and it represents when you are feeling alone, when you're feeling cast out sometimes, when you're feeling a sense of loneliness with that Five of Pentacles energy. But we've got the Hierophant here. So it might be that there is loss of a commitment here in the immediate future, because the High Priest usually represents commitments in the relationships, and the Five of Pentacles represents loss, and it represents cold and isolating oneself from a commitment here. Okay. This for me would mean release. Okay, because the Eight of Wands doesn't just mean progress, it doesn't just mean growth, it doesn't just mean communication. Okay, it might be that you're isolating yourself from committing to communication with whoever this individual is, especially if there's been some cleansing or some clarity in terms of communicating, maybe with a friendship or with people from the past. It might be in the immediate future that you isolate. And this is you again, Five of Pentacles is Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo card. So it might be that you've decided to isolate yourself from a commitment or from committing to communication with somebody in the future, showing here. It might also be that there is loss in terms of a communication through releasing this energy with the Eight of Wands energy, showing there. And the overall outcome shows, well, yeah, we've got the Three of Swords, heartbreak and sadness for some of you Taurians showing up here. Okay, but it's bringing its final now. You've got this Three of Swords here and it's completed. There is the completion of this heartbreak here. Heartbreak brings justice, and the justice means it's bringing you rewards. It's bringing you, when you get the Justice card, it's about settlement on a situation. Justice in a way is just like, it's not like the Wheel of Fortune, because Wheel of Fortune shows situations that go round and round and round and round, so they can always come back up again. But justice is like death, it's final. There's a settlement on a situation. But I feel that this heartbreak brings you justice here, Taurus, okay? It brings you the knowledge, and it also brings a sense of completion to you with that justice energy as you walk away with the Eight of Cups energy. All right, so I do feel some of you guys are literally walking away from a relationship in the last 2 weeks of September. We're going to go through this reading again. I just think it's so poignant and beautiful. It's bittersweet. It definitely feels bittersweet for me doing this reading for you guys. But I also feel at the end of the day, you know, that's the thing, isn't it? You take a gamble when you get involved with someone. You really do take the gamble. And you know, some people can go through life and they meet the one and it's immediate and it's done and it's beautiful. And for some of you guys, it can be that you get involved with a whole host, and sometimes you've got to kiss a frog before you get a prince or a princess, you know, come through. But everything that you learn and everything that you experience in terms of love, Taurus, it's always a learning curve, and it's a lesson to be learned. You know, the Justice card represents learning lessons, and I feel that there has been, the overall outcome is showing severance, I feel, with this Three of Swords, but I feel with the Justice card, it's bringing a lesson to you. All right, there is completion here. It's a tying up of a loose end with that Three of Swords as you emotionally disconnect from the situation, walk away from it. Let's get what the general energies are around you guys. Well, you've got the Empress, and the Empress is a card about sitting in one's value. It's about starting new things. It's about a period of growth I feel that you guys are going through. The energies around you in the last 2 weeks of September will be growth, because she's a card about prosperity, abundance, and also inner and outer growth of the human being here. Right, so you've got an Empress and the King of Cups showing here. So growth with a King of Cups, or a relationship maybe with a King of Cups is showing here. But you've got the Lovers as well. So the general energies, and that's interesting that these would show up. Because the King of Cups I'm reading as who this person is. It could have been a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces individual, or it might be somebody who showed a lot of unconditional love, because that's what the King of Cups is. Now, you're not King of Cups because you're Taurus, okay? But we've got the Empress here, and the Empress is showing us growth, an abundant relationship. It could be that an abundant relationship with that Empress energy, with a King of Cups energy, requires a choice with the Lovers energy, because the Lovers isn't all about love. It's also about making that choice, making a choice in terms of the best path that you could move towards. I don't feel that this is a heightening. It might be for some of you guys that, you know, the greatest love is the Empress card with the King of Cups, okay? I don't think it's moving to the next level. I think that this for some of you guys represents a choice that you're making here. Because I feel that this Three of Swords is heartbreak, but I feel that the Three of Swords and the Justice card, sometimes this is severance off, you know, a legal severance, for example, maybe something of a breakdown of a marriage or something like that. But this is about severance, is a Three of Swords, heartbreak, okay, brings justice as you walk away. So I think it's going to bring you something better in the next time. It's the right thing to do. It's the right way to go in the overall outcome showing here. The right way to go about it here in the overall outcome. And the overall energies for me are, you know, this Empress, and this is the greatest love when you get the Empress energy. For some of you guys, it could be the energies around you, or this person here you were involved with. Empresses can show other people, other women, other men. All right, it might be that they're involved in something here as the energies around you, and it might be that, you know, this third party situation here is coming to a point of conclusion with the Justice card as you walk away. So it could be that there has been a person around you guys, Taurus, okay? It might be that the Empress is representing somebody else here, okay, in which they are in something that's connected with that Lover's energy. And it could be the overall outcome is, you know, this third party situation is at a close. It's been settled, okay, with the Justice energy showing here as you know, you disconnect from it. So it might be there's a third party situation going on. Let's get this reading up again for you guys. So the distant past for love for Taurus, I feel that you guys, with this Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles energy, both cards represent people on their own, but they're cards about recognising somebody's value, your own value. And I think that you are here. I think that you are recognising that you're okay on your own for some of you guys with that Nine of Pentacles. And this Queen of Pentacles is about developing your own self-worth and self-value through the energies of that Nine of Pentacles, in which I feel with this Three of Wands, you are very focused on doing that in the distant past. So this is about building your strength, Taurus, okay, in terms of who you are as a person. In a way, I mean, it's great to have it as Pentacle cards because it represents you. Taurus is Nine of Pentacles, Taurus is Queen of Pentacles for the purposes of the general reading. But I'm looking at this Three of Wands looking in at you, okay, and this could be a person in the distant past who was looking over at you. They wanted to launch something, but it might be that they had other people around them as well. So we could probably read it two ways. You guys developing who you are here, and your focus is on that and leaving something behind. Could also be that you guys here, somebody's looking in at you, but they're not completely invested in you. Okay, they seem to be at a distance, but the Two of Wands says that they've got baggage behind them potentially as well. I feel in the recent past you've done a lot to kind of balance yourself out. You've done a lot of healing here, Taurus, with this Temperance energy, and I feel that this healing that you guys have been going through in the recent past has shown great progress in terms of your stability with this Knight of Pentacles. So I feel the healing and the adjustments and the balancing out and trying to achieve some form of harmonious emotional and mental status with this Temperance energy has helped you guys to progress towards a far more stable far more stable status here with this Knight of Pentacles, in which you're holding the pure potential again of that Ace, okay, because you're wanting to show it or to give it to someone else. So I feel that you guys have really worked hard on letting someone go that potentially wasn't right for you in the distant past and in the recent past. In the present situation, some of you guys might have been reconnecting with someone because you do have Karma card, which is Judgment. And Judgment means second time around. It means information or communication comes through from someone you haven't heard from. And Three of Cups as well. Three of Cups is reconciliation. So it might be in the present there was hope the Star card, of a reconciliation through communication with an individual. Okay, it might have happened for some of you guys, it might not have happened. For some of you guys, it could be the Star card, you're cleansing, you're letting go of a situation here in which you are ascending to a higher level of joy through being able to release yourself, through rebirth, through a reawakening with that karma energy. Either way that goes, I feel that it's brought a sense of truth, mental clarity. I think if you were connecting with someone here and it actually happened, I feel that there's been clear communication that this cycle needs to come to an end with the world energy as you cut out what no longer serves you with that Queen of Swords. And I think that some of you guys have been very honest and very truthful in that with the Queen of Swords energy. If this didn't happen and, you know, you were hopeful of a reconciliation through communication with the karma energy, but it didn't exactly happen that way, I think that you've had clarity, mental clarity, that this thing is at an end with the world. It's reached its cycle with the world energy, and with the Queen of Swords there's a very clear perception here that you need to cut this energy out now and you need to be done with it. I feel that if you have been ascending to a higher place of joy through rebirth of the karma energy, again, it's the clear perception, it's the mental clarity, it's the stark truth with this Ace of Swords, that this thing is at the end of the road with the World card, in which with the Queen of Swords you need to be hard ass and cut this thing out, Taurus. As a result of that, the immediate future for some of you guys will be feeling isolated from a commitment, okay, in which with the Eight of Wands you need to release. For some of you guys, Eight of Wands means to release. High Priestess or High Priest, sorry, Hierophant is about commitments, and this is about being out in the cold or isolating oneself. Some of you guys might be isolating yourself from a commitment that you're still, and actually, funnily enough, the High Priestess Taurus, this is you on the card. So this is more about isolating yourself from, if we read the High Priest as being Taurus, this is about spiritual wisdom, all right? This is about you guys having conventional thoughts on what you feel is right. So this is about, when you get the High Priest, it's about standing in your spiritual truth, okay? And it might be that in the immediate future, isolation comes through spiritual truth here, you guys as the Hierophant. And I think that you're ascending, because the Eight of Wands also means ascension, all right? So I feel that spiritual truth is in ascension here for you guys, in which you know that you need to isolate yourself from this individual here with the Five of Pentacles energy, in which your spiritual truth is ascending to another level with that Eight of Wands energy. So I feel that there is a lot of learning that some of you guys are doing here as well, all right? It might also be that you're isolating yourself from your need to believe in some form of a connection or whatever, because the High Priest, when it shows up, it's not always about the truth, it's about what your truth is. So if your truth is that this relationship or this person is your soulmate, then the High Priest is showing that that's your truth. It's not a card that says that it is the truth. It's saying, especially if you're Taurus, it's your truth. So some of you guys, it might be that you have found yourselves needing to isolate yourself from whatever you feel that truth is with this High Priest energy here by releasing with that Eight of Wands this situation. The overall outcome does show heartbreak, but I feel that heartbreak will be complete with this Justice card. Okay, the Justice card, I think that this Three of Swords is going to balance itself out with the Justice energy. You are reaching a new level here with the Justice energy. You're being able to balance things out because you're walking away from it with the Eight of Cups. You're releasing something that you were emotionally very attached to. And therefore the overall energies could be that this person here, and I think this is the person here, is with somebody else. They're in love, and there is the need to accept that here in the overall outcome. For some of you guys, I feel that there is growth. Spiritual growth, okay, mental growth with this Empress energy. You're moving to another level in terms of, it could be self-love with the King of Cups through making a decision. So King of Cups represents somebody who does love themselves because he's a king. And when you get a King of Cups, this is somebody who's very emotionally balanced as an individual. So the energies could be that there is growth here as the Empress through spiritual, through self-love with that King of Cups, because you make a decision that this Three of Swords here, this difficult relationship, this disappointment is now at an end. It's been settled because what you've done is you're emotionally detached yourself, but also it might be that you've just walked away from the situation. Let's have a look at what your romance angels are telling you. We're getting a lot of people in these readings that are walking away from situations, which is interesting. Universe Spirit, what is the advice that you have for Taurus for their love reading for the last 2 weeks in September? What is the advice that you have for Taurus? What is the advice that you have for Taurus? What is the advice that you have for Taurus? Show me. Finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And that's interesting that financial factors should show up there. Okay. Financial and separation. So we've got finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And it could be here that what you're doing in the distant past is you're focusing on these things. And what you're doing is you're paying more attention to what you need to do to uplift yourself. It's not just about the relationship. But I feel that if there's something here that wasn't working for you guys, it's not primarily that it was finances and career, but it might be that whatever wasn't working for you guys was a catalyst to help you to focus on what was most important for you here. So therefore, finances and career might be very much in the focal point where you say, you know what, actually, this isn't working. And the Five of Pentacles is I need to isolate myself, okay, from this commitment if I want progress maybe with the Eight of Wands. Because I feel that something wasn't working for you guys here. And also that this Five of Pentacles means to isolate yourself from what it is that you have a great self-belief in, by releasing it here as well. Because I think the focus here in the distant past has been around finances, has been around building yourself up in terms of your career, whatever it is that you do. And I think that there's a great focus around that, for example, here. Which is why finances and career might be a factor as well for you to do this. Because you need to separate yourself from something that wasn't working for you. You need to separate yourself from an engagement or from engaging in this situation. It might be for some of you guys that this, you know, you're building on something that you have, and it might be that for some of you guys what you found was that this person or whoever this individual was, and we've got your, you know, temperance, balancing yourself out, creating harmonious conditions in the recent past have helped you to progress in this Knight of Pentacles. And Knight of Pentacles is in business because it's a business card. So it might be in the recent past that balancing things out, creating more harmonious conditions for yourself have helped you to progress with that Six of Swords to more stability. But not only stability of the self, but also stability in terms of your careers, that type of thing with the Knight of Pentacles. So I could see how that could factor in, that finances and career are a factor in this, and there was a need for separation from engaging yourself in something that wasn't really helping you to progress yourself. I think that this thing, whatever it was for some of you Taurus people, it wasn't adding any value, which is why we see the two females on their own, male or female, whoever's watching this, which is why I feel that this Nine of Pentacles shows two people who are very much into the value, money, status, being status driven, looking at what your own value is. Because I feel that whatever it was that came in, and if there's been a reconnection of that, but the truth is that this needs to come to an end, is you need to focus on the self with the Queen of Swords, cut out what doesn't serve you, and look at things in a far more logical and professional manner. So it could be that the finances and career here, somebody wasn't adding value. So what you're looking to do is to add value to yourself here, which is why finances and career are a factor, and separation in terms of you needing to separate from some form of an engagement. I don't mean a marriage engagement, it could be for some of you guys, but also engaging yourself in something that wasn't working for you. Engaging in an attraction, because you've got attraction. So I feel that finances and career could be one of those things that kind of encourage the separation from engaging in an attraction. So finances and career could have encouraged you to separate from engaging in an attraction with this individual as well. Because I don't think whoever this person was for some of you Taurians was adding any value, which is why you guys are so focused on adding value to yourselves. Okay, that is your reading, Taurus. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I will see you guys again in October. Take care, sweetie pies. Bye-bye.